Good morning, students. Let us continue with the lesson explanation. Lenthoi has just had a discussion with her father on the topic. Tomba, her father, is a husband supportive of the activities of his wife and a loving father. Now, your children, Lenthoi had just had a discussion with her father on the topic. Her father supports the mother in all the activities that she does for women welfare. He is also a loving father. Lenthoi's father, Tomba, is a lawyer by profession and also a social worker. Social worker means someone who helps for the welfare of the society. He advocates the cause of women. Here, advocates means supports. So, he supports his wife Ashangbi in the fight for women's rights. When needed, he extends help. Here, extend means offers help to his wife and children and also to the society at large. He does not discriminate between a man's work and a woman's work anywhere. Students, what do you notice around yourself? Do you notice discrimination between man's work and a woman's work? Is it fair to expect all the domestic chores from a woman? If we are members of a family, it is our duty to share all the domestic chores equally. Chores means the routine tasks, especially a household ones such as cleaning, washing clothes and utensils, cooking, etc. So, all the household chores should be shared by all the members of the family. But this is not the scene in many of the houses. Most of the domestic chores are expected by the women in the family. But this is unfair on the part of women. He shares equally with his wife in doing the household chores like cleaning, washing, cooking, and feeding the children. Now, you know the meaning of household chores. So, Tomba shares all the work at home, allowing his wife Ashangbi to focus on her work. Because of his support, Ashangbi could become a successful professional. Professional means a person qualified in a profession. So she could succeed in her profession of journalism because of her husband's support. Children, isn't it a nice gesture? If a woman, whether she is working or a homemaker, gets full support from her husband and family, she can justify her work by all means and can live a respectable life. But sorry for the situation that still exists in the 21st century all over the world. There is still gender inequality practiced throughout the world. There is no country which can claim that they support gender equality entirely. The father wholeheartedly believes in equality irrespective of class, religion, and gender. Wholeheartedly means with complete sincerity and commitment. And what do you mean by class here? Here, class means rich or the poor. So, there are good men like Tomba who lament over the great injustice done on women in the society. Lament means to express grief and sorrow. He tells his daughter that the world is still full of inequalities and they need to find a way to bring equality between men and women. Her father's words are still ringing in the ears of Lenthoi, and she tells her mother of what her father has told her. Appreciative of her husband for his views, Ashangbi says, "Your father is right." Appreciative means feeling or showing gratitude or pleasure. So, when Ashangbi listens from her daughter about the views of her husband on gender equality, she expresses gratitude and pleasure. She further states that women do not enjoy the same opportunities as men. but in their home she feels no difference or inequality. This is only because of her husband Tomba, who advocates equal rights for women. But outside their home, it is seen that women have been subjugated in many ways. Subjugated means controlled or dominated or suppressed. They are not free to express or do anything according to their wish. Now, Ashangbi states that this is against the will of God because God has created the same world for men and women. He has sent them on earth to share joys and sorrows of life equally. He has not created two separate worlds for men and women. He wishes that men and women should share his blessings and enjoy the bounty of nature equally. So, if we discriminate between men and women, it will be against the will of God. It will be God's insult. It is so well said, children. For God, all humans and living beings are equal. It is we who have made discrimination on the basis of caste, creed, gender, etc. Now let us see the next para. Ashangbi knows well that men and women are equal. Women, who are half of the human race, are as important as men. Obviously, men and women should be equal. So, being a journalist and a women's rights activist, she writes on such topics. Her daughter, though a child, understands well that her mother is not a person of lesser quality than her father. She states that their home is full of love. Children, remember that your mother is no less than your father. Whether she is a working woman or a homemaker, she deserves the same respect and honor like your father. If elders in a family practice gender equality at home, the same values will be imbibed in the children. So do observe if anybody at home or in your neighborhood discriminates between a man and a woman.